Trump National Security Team's Signal chat app leak. From Trump's National Security Staff, Washington. When and when to employ American military force is one of the most delicate and dangerous presidential decisions in U.S. history. Such intelligence may endanger lives and national foreign policy goals if it were acquired beforehand by American rivals. Luckily for the Trump administration, a group communication on the encrypted messaging app Signal with intelligence about an imminent U.S. assault in Yemen did not find up in the wrong hands. Unfortunately for the Trump administration, prominent political writer Jeffrey Goldberg noticed the communication thread. In an essay published on the website of his magazine on Monday, the editor-in-chief of Atlantic magazine claims that White House National Security Advisor Michael Waltz seems to have unintentionally invited him to the conversation. Vice President J.D. Vance, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, White House Chief of Staff Susie Wiles, and CIA Director John Ratcliffe seem to be among the group's members. A spokesperson for the National Security Council told the BBC that the text message thread appears to be authentic. The group, according to Goldberg, discussed operational specifics and strategy about the upcoming U.S. military attack. These discussions offered a unique, close-to-real-time glimpse into the inner workings of Trump's top national security team. Waltz replied to the group, "Amazing job," just after the U.S. launched attacks on Houthi targets in Yemen on Saturday, March 15. He responded with fire, fist, and U.S. flag emojis. Other high-ranking authorities also congratulated the group. But given Monday's discoveries, these White House festivities may not last long. It is a startling operational security failure on the part of the Trump administration that an outsider might unintentionally be included in delicate national defense discussions. The Espionage Act, which establishes guidelines for managing secret material, may also have been broken by the fact that these discussions were occurring outside of secure government channels intended for such delicate interactions. This administration is playing fast and loose with our nation's most classified info, and it makes all Americans less safe, Virginia Senator Mark Warner, the Senate Intelligence Committee's leading Democrat, wrote on X. The House Armed Services Committee, which he chairs, needs to have a thorough inquiry and hearing on the issue as soon as possible, Democratic Congressman Chris Deluzio stated in a news release. "This is an outrageous national security breach and heads should roll," he said. Democrats weren't the only ones who voiced criticism. Republican Congressman Don Bacon of Nebraska called the administration's conduct unconscionable in an interview with the political website Axios. In reference to Waltz's messages, he said, "None of this should have been sent on non-secure systems. Russia and China are surely monitoring his unclassified phone." Since the Senate and the House of Representatives are controlled by Republicans, any official legislative probe into the issue would need to be started by Trump's own party. When he informed reporters that the White House had acknowledged its mistake, Republican Speaker of the House Mike Johnson seemed to minimize the likelihood of such an occurrence. "They'll tighten up and make sure it doesn't happen again," he said. "I don't know what else you can say about that." The White House subsequently issued a statement supporting Waltz and the rest of the president's national security staff. However, by Monday night, there were rumors circulating in Washington that high-level resignations may eventually be required. Waltz's offer drew Goldberg into the group discussion. Even as this suspicion has increased, the White House has not responded. The White House described the attacks as highly successful and effective in its afternoon statement. The political damage from the chat group exchanges, which also exposed some splits among Trump's national security staff, may be lessened in this way. Top member of the Signal text group that deliberated on specific plans about the U.S. military operation in Yemen was J.D. Vance. He pointed out that there was no risk to American commerce, but the targeted Houthi troops in Yemen were a greater threat to European ships. "I am not sure the president is aware how inconsistent this is with his message on Europe right now," Vance said. "There's a further risk that we see moderate to severe spike in oil prices." The vice president continued by saying that he would keep these concerns to myself and back the team's decision. "But there is a strong argument for delaying this a month, doing the messaging work on why this matters, seeing where the economy is, etc." On foreign policy issues, this is by no means the first occasion a vice president has differed with his president. In the latter years of his administration, Dick Cheney and George W. Bush disagreed on how to handle the Iraq War, while Joe Biden thought Barack Obama's secret operation to kill Osama bin Laden was too dangerous. Trump's comment during that campaign, "We can't have someone in the Oval Office who doesn't understand the meaning of the word confidential or classified," was one of several criticisms leveled at Clinton for allegedly breaking the law. Clinton released a quick statement on social media on Monday afternoon on the White House group chat's disclosures on Signal. She wrote, "You've got to be kidding me.